Hey everybody, it's Philip CV again. Wanted to record another quick time lapse I did and just give you a little bit of narration. This is just a fan art piece I did for Black Mirror's San Junipero episode, which is season 3, episode 4, if I remember correctly. It is my favorite episode of the show and one of the best episodes of TV in the past, I don't know, 5 or 10 years. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I've had a kind of a fan art idea kicking around in my head for a week or two, and finally took I think it took about an hour and a half, hour and 36 minutes maybe, to do this whole drawing. I just wanted to do this, just a couple elements of the show, and in a little bit more of a flat graphic design style, I guess you could say. So not really rendered or shaded or drawn out like I normally did, using more just flat colors and shapes. Let's see as we're walking through here. Basically, just roughed in my quick sketch from Photoshop. I have a second monitor up with a lot of screen caps and reference from the show up, just so I can refer to it for locations and characters. The image that I'm drawing isn't one directly from the show, it's kind of just pieced together in my head of different things. So after I got the rough sketch done I went in with a new layer and tightened everything up. Created a top layer just a moment ago that I wanted the silhouetted two mains characters, and then on top I just filled it with a really light shade of pink in order to kind of give everything a frame. So as I colored, no matter what I did, it was all kind of kept within the bounds of one drawing. As far as the approach to colors in this piece, I wanted to keep it very within a very limited palette. What I did is you can see lower right hand side of my screen there's a screenshot from two different images from the show. I just turned that into an indexed color in Photoshop and then created a color table, and that's the color table that's just above. And it's either a 45 or a 64 color table. It's tried to be fairly restricted, and even within that I think I maybe used 15 of the colors. So there, after I got my cityscape outlined, I just basically took two different brushes. One was like a star pattern brush, and the other one was a chalk brush, and turned those brushes to screen, and then went and added highlights from the city. On top of everything, if you can look over in my layer setup, I have a top layer that's all gray that just allows me to double check values really quick. Values is kind of like my black and white balance to make sure that things are working. And as I get further along in the piece, because a majority of this piece is just flat colors, I spent a lot of time tweaking and playing with everything, values and color, whatnot at the end. Whereas typically I would just, make sure my values are fairly strong to begin with when I lay down my flat colors, and then render a lot. This one was a little bit different, just trying to go for a different approach. So here and there I'm turning off my line art layer. My colors are all on a separate layer, so I'm just double checking what things will look like as I finish everything up. Some of the getting the water right was a little bit of a fight, just because I'm kind of dealing with like two different planes of ground here, just trying to make it work right. The main focus to me was just the two main characters here in their wedding dresses, and getting them to pop with really just kind of graphic looks. Just again, from a technical aspect, I'm working on a 24-inch HDT Cintiq. This is all done in Photoshop CS5. And I think that's it. I mean, I didn't use any Manga Studio this time or anything. So after I got it done here, I just basically have a layer that I filled with pink. And I think I end up setting it to soft light at like 50 or 60%. Just trying to unify things and give it a little bit more of that 80s neon glow feel that the episode it has. So here I'm just tweaking values back and forth a lot, trying to get things in the foreground to stand apart from the background a little bit more, giving a little bit of a pink sunrise, changing the color of the house. Just that one I'm actually playing with a little bit more still even after this recording to get it to look quite right. Adjusting kind of the mountains in the background and the city so that they fade back a little bit more. And then again, just trying to get the kind of that pink right. I ended up cutting out the foreground entirely from that pink mask. But that brings us close to the end of this here. I've got one or two more changes here, but that brings it to the end. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.